in the book of Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Holy means to be separate. Right?
The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
A special people unto himself. The nation of Israel is a special people unto the Most High God. No other nation is special. Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, you are the special one unto the Most High God. Right? Above
all people that are upon the face of the earth.
It said above all people. Not some, but everybody on planet Earth, the nation of Israel is above all people. But in today's society right now, when you look at let's deal with the black, because this is what we mostly dealing with. When you look at the black community, the black people, we don't look like we're above everybody. Because why? We live in the ghettos. We working 13, 14-hour jobs. We got single-parent homes. So in the nation mind, they look at, how can y'all be God's special people? Look how y'all living. Look how y'all carry yourself. Y'all have no pride about yourself. No dignity about yourself. But the Bible said, we are a special people above all people on the face of the earth. But we don't act that way. Read.
The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number.
God didn't choose us because we were more in number. Now we read in the scripture that we are like the sand of the sea. God didn't choose us because of that. Read.
Than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Now, therefore, that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandment to 1,000 generations.
To 1,000 generations. Read 8 one more time for me.
Verse 8. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
So the Most High made a promise to our forefathers. According to the Bible, who is our forefathers in the scripture that he talked about during that time? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is our forefathers that the Most High God made an oath with, a covenant with. Because he made no covenant with no other nation. When we went into Egypt, we the one who got the laws and the commandments. That was introduced back to us. Adam had the law in the beginning of creation, but in these times, fast forward, when we was in Egypt and came out of Egypt into the wilderness, we was the one to receive the laws and the commandments. Now, I know a lot of people are hold up now, because it was a mixed multitude that went with y'all up in the wilderness. Yes, there was. But they did not receive the law, because they was not in our circle with us. They came with us, but they didn't commune with us. Because in the time come, they're supposed to be our what? Servants and handmaids. That's why when you read another scripture, when God said, these nations right here going to come upon are going to be above you and overtake you when you go in your midst of your sin. So, obviously, these nations would have heard that, but they didn't. But the prophecy was happening that was going to take place. So the laws and the commandments was only given to the children of Israel. When Moses was in the wilderness teaching the children of Israel came where the temple was, not the temple, but that's called the temple. Where the temple was at, the little tent. Yeah, the tabernacle where they was at, the children of Israel came and listened and learned the laws and the commandments. The heathens that came among us. That's just like the class that I had Saturday, when we talk about they're not supposed to be in the midst of us. They're not supposed to be even taking our communion or partaking in our Passover. Because these laws ain't given to them. Now, when we on the streets teaching, yes, the other nation go ahead. They're going to know about these stuff. But their spirit is not going to relate to it because it don't belong to them. Y'all follow? From there, give me 1 Peter 2 and 9.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who had called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
So this verse 9 is real deep. I'm going to get all into it, but verse 9 is real deep. I want you to read that. I want you to read it slow.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation.
Pause. This is the same thing Deuteronomy 7 and 6 is saying. Read.
A royal priesthood and holy nation.
A holy nation means separate. Read.
A peculiar people.
That word right there, peculiar people. When the other nations look at us, they always look at us in our maze. They always wonder, what's so special about these people? We already did everything we can do unto these people, but for some reason they can never stay down. They tried everything in the world to try to destroy us, but we continue to keep getting up. A regular people, it's like you use it for today's time now. When we on our job, say we get fired, what we gonna do? We go find another job. But when they had these big plants and all that stuff, these CEO plants shutting down and these people lose their job, what did the white man do? He went home and killed his whole family and then killed himself. They can't handle pressures like that. You look at the Chinese. They would do the same thing. You look at right now, what's going on right now? Russia and Ukraine. They can't hang or no. Everything to them gotta be yes. Because when you say no to them, what do? We're gonna start a war. We gotta prove our point. The other nation cannot go through the pain and the struggle that the nation of Israel have to go through. When you think about the Native American, they was in this land way before anybody else came over here. And for their land to get taken away from them, and these people still pushing and still thriving, doing what they doing. Look at the Mexicans. They were also in this land as well. They got kicked out their land into a little small little country land over there. But guess what? They still thriving and keep on moving forward. But Esau can't do that. That's why the Bible says we are a peculiar people. That's why our nation should be amazed when they look at the nation of Israel. These people over here, those Jewish folks, what's so special about them? Ain't nothing special about them. They want everybody to remember they tried their little Holocaust thing that they went through. But nobody don't want to take occurrence and remember what we went through, how we was on those slave ships, how our ancestors got thrown in the ocean, and the shark got routine and seeing somebody's body fall in the ocean, they start fighting the destroyer of the ship, thinking they're going to get free food. I know in no way history is saying that happened to the Jewish folks. But they want to remember there was so-called little Holocaust that they went through. And they want to issue on our slavery that we went through. And we still going through it today. Read it again.
The book 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who had called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
And we got to remember that the Most High had called each and every last one of us out of darkness, because we all in here was in darkness before we came into the truth. We all was in the midst of sin. But like we always that black, no, we were past that black light. We were that black darkness. And some of us being in the truth is actually that black light, trying to get brighter. But we got to fight through that stuff to be that bright light. Like Christ said, let your light shine before man. Read.
Which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God.
Read.
Which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
So now we have mercy. What does that mean? We have mercy in Christ. During that time, in the time of Moses, there was no mercy for us. If you got caught being in idolatry, you were put to death. If you were caught disrespecting your parents, you were put to death. If you was a homosexual person, you were put to death. But mercy came on the scene through Christ to give us that second chance into repentance. Read.
Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lust which war against the soul.
See that part, abstain from fleshly lust which war against the soul. And we all here, we were talking about that earlier before class started. That's something we all have to fight. We fight that there on a daily basis, constantly. Every day we fighting that stuff. Paul even had to fight with that. Paul prayed 3 times for the Most High God to take that stuff away from him. And the Most High God said, no, I'm not going to take that away from you. Some of us might have to leave that stuff on us because that's the one that will going to humble us down to let us know you know better than the next person. Because some people, if they don't have no issue, they would think, oh, I'm good. Why are you dealing with that? What's wrong with you? You can't let that go. But this person might have a hard time fighting that. And they pray constantly, they're fasting, they do all they can do to sort of shake that stuff off of them. But you sit on here acting like you holier than thou. So sometimes the Most High God says, I'm going to leave that spirit on you and let you deal with that. And you better deal with it. Don't fall. You better fight it. And that was something I have to answer through, fighting that spirit. But, like Romans 15:4 said, the things are written aforetime is written for our learning. So when we going through whatever situation we are going through, what we have to do is go in the Bible and read and ask the Most High God to help us with that. Sometimes we got to be like our forefather Joseph. He ran. Sometimes you're going to have to run. You call you a fat guy you want. Call me whatever you want to call me. I'm gone. Sometimes you got to run. That go for everybody. You're not only talking about lust, why? That go through anything that you battling with. You might be a person like to gossip at the mouth too much. So you might have to run from that when you see people start talking and you know you're going to have to make a U-turn. Or you might just be one of those lying brothers or lying sister or just got to tell a lie. You know it's a lie because before you even about to come out your mouth, you thought about it. And yeah, that's a good one. Bro, you better run. Figure out a way how you can get away from that. Because all those stuff right there will keep you separated from the Most High God. So we got to make sure that we fight those stuff on a daily basis. Give me 2 Esdras 6. So Deuteronomy said we are a holy people unto the Most High God. First Peter said we are a chosen generation. 2 Andrew chapter 6. And we're going to start at verse 54. Because like I say, we are a special people unto God.
And the Apocrypha,
Andrew chapter 6 and starting verse 54.
And the Apocrypha, the book 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
So right here we see everybody on planet Earth we know came from Adam. But there's a chosen people that God also chosen from Adam. Read.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
Those special people, those chosen people, those people that God loves so much, he made the world just for their sake. Even though he made this world so big and got so much people living in this world, he only made this world because of those people. And the other nation going to realize that when the daytime comes, that this world was made just for the nation of Israel. It wasn't made for everybody else. Read.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam.
So now the other people that also came from Adam, as we know of today, Esau, what we call so-called the white man, the Chinese man, the Japanese man, the African man, the East Indian man, all the other nations that also came from Adam as well, read.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
God said out his own mouth, those people is nothing. They are nothing to him. He only chose Israel as his people. But the other nation, they are nothing. That's why the Catholic Church made it their purpose to take this Apocrypha out. Because they know when people read this right here, ain't going to be sitting up in the church no more time saying, oh, Christ all about love, 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 love. Because when you read a verse like this out of the Bible, this sounds like hatred. This sounds like a person who don't love everybody. But at the end of the day, he created everybody, but he's saying he don't love them. I just only love those who I created for this world that I give to them. Wait until they get their mind right and come back and seek my faith. Right?
But be like unto spittle.
These nations is like a spit unto the Most High God. That's the worst thing you can ever think of. It's just like when somebody talk to you, and you know sometimes they might be talking that hit your face, you like, oh Lord. Like you about to hit somebody because they just put a little spit on your face. That's what the Most High God said these people like. They like spittle unto them. Read.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Even like a water that this drop from a vessel and hit the floor. You don't pay that no attention. You don't worry about that. You won't start go back inside suck that up. You walk over there and you wrap it off with your feet. That's how the other nation is unto the Most High God. Read at 57.
57.
Read.
And now, O Lord, behold these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us.
So now the other nation became to be law over us, meaning rulers over us. They're the one who's setting the boundary. They're the one who's setting the laws and the standards on how we should move throughout this earth. They're the one who take our book and teach us a lie throughout the books. These other nations have became over us. So now when you look at stuff like that, in these days of time, then that when you ask yourself, oh, how can we be special unto God when these other people rule over us? So in the flesh, in the human eyes, when we look at on the outer appearance, we look at it like, oh, ain't no way in the world we can be special unto God. We living like this. And that's how a lot of carnal mind people think. They don't look at it as a spiritual mindset and know that God loves us so much that He giving us enough time to get our mind right to come back to these laws and the commandments. That a wicked Israelite would think that way. We see how special God is to us. We see why God loves us so much. But we the wicked ones. We the one who turn our back on God, and God is waiting for us to come back to Him. Because He never moved. He never moved nowhere. He in the same space where He at. We the one ran far away from the Most High God. And now we got to work our way back to Him. So when you look at it in the corner eye, like I said, you would look at it like, hey, do God really love me? Or do He care for me? So I'm struggling like this, day and night. This dude right here wicked out all I do, but look how he living. He living good. But he's a bastard child, though. Because the Bible said God chastises those who He loves. So you're not being chastised or you're not being corrected, then you that bastard child. You're a child with no father. And God is our Heavenly Father. From there, give me 2 Ezra 5 and 27.
Book 2 Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 27. And among all the multitude of people, thou hast gotten thee one people. And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all.
So these people, God give a law that is approved to all. Where we got the law? In the wilderness with Moses. So right here, God, read that again.
The book 2 Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 27. And among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people. And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all.
So this law approved of all means the commandments. God gives us our heritage because we know the law is our heritage. That's a heritage from the Most High God unto His people, whom He loved. All the other nations don't got it. That's why when you go throughout the Bible and you read, no other nation really understand these laws in the Bible that we bring out. That's why they think it's okay for you to love the same person. That's why they think it's okay for a child to disrespect their parents. That's why they think it's okay that you can have you can go get your body changed to be a woman or to be a man. Because why? These laws wasn't given to them. The other nation mind is only stuck on one set of laws, the 10 Commandments. And guess what? They don't keep none of the 10 Commandments. Because why? They don't even understand the 10 Commandments. How do we know the other nation don't understand the 10 Commandments? Because when the Bible says keep the Sabbath day holy, what do they keep? Sunday. They set up their own law to benefit what they want to run their world in. Right now, we are living in the world of Esau right now. In a wicked world. Job said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's this place right here. America run every country in the world. When you go to any country in the world, you do not have nothing to worry about if you need to try to get to an industry. Because why? It's set up in every country. You will see a white Jesus in every country you go to. That is the Antichrist right there. And a lot of people don't even realize that. They think the Antichrist will come in a body form and speak to people like Christ walked the earth. But guess what? The Antichrist is speaking. When you turn on your TV for this, this Good Friday thing coming up, oh yeah, y'all gonna see the beast speaking. Because he's gonna be on all the TV shows. He's gonna be up in your church teaching to the flocks out there, leading them to damnation. The Antichrist is already on the earth, Israel. He is already live and walking around, and you don't even know it. From there, give me Jeremiah 1:5. Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
So God said, before I formed you in your mother's belly, I know you. God knows us before we was even created in the womb of our mother. That's why the Most High God already know that you're supposed to be a prophet, you will be a prophet, you will be the devil, you will be the devil. Because he know every last person who coming through the womb. He know every seed that's in that man's sack. Because he the one who send the spirit out to enter into that seed to go into their womb. So if you are called into the truth, why you look surprised? It was in due time that the Most High God was going to eventually wake you up because you're here for a purpose. You have a job that he has designed for you to do. And you're the only one that can do that job. And if you don't do that job, and when he comes back for his collection, he's going to say, what have you done? Why the job ain't finished? You fired. What do that mean when he said you fired? I mean you dead. In the lake of fire. So we got to make sure that we are completing our job, our task, before Christ return back. For we can be able to get our payment. Because like the brother always said, in one form or manner, you're going to get paid. You're going to get a payment when Christ comes back. You're going to get the richest, or you're going to get the poor. The poor will be wed in the lake of fire with the rest of the heathens. The richest going to be in the kingdom of heaven when you got to worry about all this stuff no more. I think I want that one. From there, give me Luke 12 and 7.
Look, St. Luke chapter 12 and verse 7. But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered.
So what?
But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered.
So you are so special unto the Most High God. He know how many grain of hair that you got on your head. That's how special we are to the Most High God. He knows everything about you. Even the things you don't even know about yourself, the Most High God knows about you. That's why if you got any problem or any issue you are going through, who is best to go to? The Most High God. Pray unto him. Because only two people know themselves. Two people know you. That's the Most High God and yourself. You know what you're dealing with. You know what you're battling with. So you being honest to yourself, first and foremost, then you can be honest unto the Most High God. Because you start being honest to yourself, then that means you're talking to the Most High God, you tell him a lie. Because you start making yourself look good, he already know you filthy. But you got people who actually tell their problems to somebody else, and then when that person look at you a certain way, now you feel a certain way. Well, you was the fool to tell that person your personal problem. Did you prove the person first? Do you really think that this person could have been one of a counselor that you could have gone to? No, you gotta learn the person first. You gotta learn that spirit. And then you still gotta be mindful of who you gonna talk to. Now, most people, I would say this right here. If you're going through a situation and you need to talk to somebody, you can make a scenario or a story for somebody can help you lead you in the right direction in the scripture, where to go at. And then you pray to the Most High God to help you fight that demon or whatever you're going through. Because I know lately, a lot of people being tested in the truth. Because you get to sit back and you get to look at the people's face and tell that they're going through some itch that they're battling with. And you can't continue to keep lying to yourself when you know you're dealing with something. You're going to have to literally tell yourself, look in the mirror, you the devil. Look at you. You so dumb. You know what the scripture said. Why are you doing that? Confess to yourself that you know you're doing that, and then pray to the Most High God. Because what you want to do, you want to get that household planted with something in it. Meaning the words of God in you. So when that demon comes back to that house, he's going to flee. Because why? Christ staying there. But if you're not allowing yourself to be in the scriptures or stay in the Bible, and you're not meditating in nothing, or better yet, you're not even coming to the class like on a regular basis like you're supposed to, guess what? When that demon come in, oh crap, they got this house clean, smelling good with that funky smell. Oh yeah, I'm moving back in. Hey, yo. Got an empty house over here. And now you bug out your mind. You find yourself doing things that you know you should never do. Then you ask yourself a question, why am I doing this? It don't even make no sense. I never did no crap like this before. I never allowed this right here to happen to me. No, because the spirit already took over your body. And you don't want that legion spirit to get on you. Because that's the spirit like Christ said. The only way you're going to be able to get that spirit out is what? Praying and fasting. That's the only way you're going to get that out. And some people, they get that legion spirit on them, and you look at it, man, damn. I don't care how many scriptures somebody throw at them. Ain't no hope for that person.
Prayer, fast, and arms.
Yeah, you want them to give that arm to show the Most High God, you know, you store about the truth to help push the truth to another level. But at the end of the day, when you sit back and you see that person, and you know the person way off, you can tell that person got a legion on him. Because when you even start bringing a scripture to him, like, yeah, I understand, yeah, I hear you. But really, they're not moving by the spirit of, yeah, whatever. Because remember that, read that again.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 12 and verse 7. But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows.
The Bible says you are more valued than many sparrows. Meaning you are worthy than anything. That's how the Most High God look at us. And when you literally downgrade yourself and thinking you don't have a chance, you giving up the fight. That's just like I was saying earlier before the class started. A sister came online and she was saying, man, I don't think I can run this race no more. Now since I'm in school. She said, I don't think I can run this race no more. So I'm like, wow. People don't realize how serious this stuff really is. You start realizing people for who they really are when they come into the truth. And that's what she's seeing. She's seeing how family don't want to fool with her. How family's trying to change her words around and make it seem like she's saying this and saying that. You start seeing people for their true colors. But I had to test back on the day and tell the sister, man, don't give up the fight. Christ had to go through the same thing. Now I remember Sirach chapter 2 and 1. You got to prepare yourself for these stuff and hold on. I don't care how long we be in the truth, we still have to fight the fight. Because even when Christ was tempted in the wilderness, this is Satan left for what? A season. Meaning Satan came right back around. And how did he did it? Satan sometimes attack around his friends. Because he made Peter open his mouth plenty of times and say some dumb crap. He jumped in Judas. He jumped in on many people around you. Actually, obviously, you think about it, he also jumped in Christ one of them. Because you see Christ over here talking, you would say, hey, tell Christ to come to the door. I'm not going to stop teaching because you at the door. And Christ had to make an example out there. He said, these right here, who going to do the will of my Father? This is my family. So when we look at things around us, like I always say, we have to look at things spiritual, not in the dark, carnal, human eyes. Because our eyes, carnally, in the flesh, they are still blind. You will see things the way America wants you to see things. Even down to your mind. That's why Christ already dealt with the mind concept when he teach, when he walked the earth. When he tell brothers, even though the Bible says thou shalt not commit adultery, he said, but I tell you, if you look upon a woman and lust within yourself, you already commit adultery. Why did Christ say that? Because he know it starts in the mind. Why do you think Esau got TV? Called television. You picture a vision in the people's mind. Once they get that vision in their mind, then they start thinking, oh, that's what I want. That's what I need. Oh, man, I got to have that. You got to have that. You just listen after something that they already doing witchcraft on you. That's why I tell people, television is witchcraft. At the end of the day, the television, the cell phone, the internet, all this stuff is witchcraft. Because it paints a picture in your mind and make you react on it. If you're not being grounded in the Bible, then television going to take control of your body. That's just like we were talking about a while back when we was talking about the campground. We said, oh man, I said, man, I got to get me a tent. I said, I need me a tent. Take us out a tent. Got on my phone, went on Facebook, why don't know when they advertising tent? So that way to let you know, these days listen to your conversation. You don't even got to type nothing in. Esau is monitoring every aspect of our life. They put it on television to let the people see it, and then eventually, in due time, it's sitting right before your eyes. That's all they're doing. And we all in here is guilty of that. Every last one of us, in all the different camps, everybody is guilty of television. Because we was already bewitched multiple times from television. From there, give me
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plague.
So for us also to be a special people, and we come back into know who we are, come back and learn the laws. The Bible tells us to come out of her, my people. Who is God's people? We just read in the beginning, the nation of Israel. So knowing that we are God's chosen people, we as Israel, we're going to have to come out of these churches. We're going to have to get our mind wrapped off of this television. We're going to have to get our mind in control of this worldly aspect that we see around us on a daily basis. That's we're going to have to move ourselves from that. That's why he said, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. My people. Israel. We got to come out. A lot of people thinking that means leave America and go over there in Israel. Why in the world you going to run to Israel when that land over there is garbage over there right now? First of all, any black person in America right now would say, that what that means. We got to go back to Israel. Or we all get up right now and leave to go to Israel. What do you think those people going to do to us when they see a bunch of black people come over there? They going to be, oh no, wow, what's going on? Why are these people coming on planes over here? They going to have us locked up in prison over there. So that right here, you know that ain't what they're talking about. Meaning, spiritually, we got to come out of the church. We got to come out of the lies that America taught us. Because our mind is still wrapped up in lies in America. And a lot of people that is in the truth, their mind is still wrapped up in the lies in America. Because they still want to believe on Christianity doctrine. And we got to get out of that. When the Bible said, be ye separate, that was exactly what he means. We have to be separate from the other nation. That also going into the context of if someone is not equally yoked, you got to move that person from your circle. Because that unequally yoked continue to sit in your circle, it's going to be just like a rotten apple that's going to spoil the rest of the bunch. And you're going to find yourself right back being that spoiled apple that you was once before. The once I already heal you up to be a healthy, nice apple, but here you go, you want to sit beside a rotten apple, and going to end up being rotten along with them. Read that again.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
And not of a plague. Because why is it that part in the end? Not of a plague. Because America is being plagued right now. And when we get caught up in the midst of that sin, when the Most High sent that final judgment on this land, we're going to get caught up in that midst. Because why? You fallen in this sin. You don't want to be in the same sin with these people and get caught up. Read on.
Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities.
So the sins of this land already reached it to the heaven. That's why we see a lot of stuff that's going on now. That's why you see C-19 spread throughout the earth. That's why you see other nations coming against this place right now, because of the simple fact they see the lies and the mysterious things that this country are bringing out. That's why you see, hey, you know, I saw something, I know that true side notes. I'll talk about that later. But that's how you know this place is coming to an end. Because the things that you see now is actually being fulfilled according to the scriptures. The Bible is showing. That's why he said, come out of her. Because you don't come out, you're going to get caught up in the plagues. Like we saw warn brothers and sisters, prepare yourself for the famine. You got brothers and sisters probably ain't even doing that. So when that day comes, when you find out the stores say, hey, we got to lock these doors because we ain't got, no truck can't come in, we can't get no food here. Or, knowing how wicked this place is, you might go to the grocery store and the only thing you're going to find is all pork. That's the only thing they're going to have for you to eat. When the Bible would tell us, long time ago, prepare yourself. We got to be ready for these stuff right here. Because it's coming. Some are already here. Some part of the state already feeling the effect from a lot of this stuff now. We just blessed that we ain't feeling it right now. But eventually it's going to knock at our front door. And we're going to be feeling that same effect that everybody else feeling. From there, give me Zephaniah 2:1. So what we supposed to be doing? But the Most High telling us to get from out of these wicked behind nation and get away from these people. What are the children of Israel supposed to be doing? Zephaniah chapter 1:8.
The book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourself together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desire.
Read it again.
Gather yourself together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desire.
This is a commandment. This is a law that we're supposed to gather ourselves together. Because we are that nation that is not desired. All the other nations do not like us. That's just I heard a speech today the girl was giving. I thought it was a very nice speech she said, America give every other nation some kind of reparation or some kind of benefit to help them out through their trials or their tribulation that they are going through. But the blacks over here, we thinking because we got an Obama, or we thinking we got, though I know why people keep thinking she's black because she's not, the vice president, Kamala Harris, or the new woman now that put me over the judge, the Supreme Court. She said when black people thinking, because they got these people up in office now, oh, we getting somewhere, we made it. But when you look at the context behind these people, who their ally is, they are married to Esau. And then when you think about it, she also brought something to my attention too, make you kind of remember it by just bring it back to your remembrance. You got a lot of black people that is in high office in this land. Why not them sitting down at the table and saying, you know what, I think it's time for my people to get some kind of reparation? You know why? That would never happen. Because that would not be Bible prophecy. We ain't gonna get no reparation in this land. Because we in this land, they give me Baruch.
And the Apocrypha, the book Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
So what?
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Read.
Where thou hast scattered us.
The Most High God scattered us throughout all these nations. So wherever the nation of Israel, wherever you are located at, today you will know that you are in the land of your captivity. Because our homeland is Israel. But guess what? When we go in Israel, we still in captivity. Because why? Who over that land now? The fake behind Jewish. Read.
For a reproach and a curse.
For what?
For a reproach and a curse.
Because we did what? We broke the laws and the commandments of God. Read.
And to be subject to payment.
To be what?
And to be subject to payment.
The Most High God looking for a payment. How do we give the Most High God a payment? All praise. We got to sacrifice ourselves for that payment. Because why? We broke the Most High God laws and commandments. So the way how we pay him is first, know who you are. Know that you are the chosen people of the Bible. Come back to these laws and the commandments. Kill that old man, that the new man in Christ will rise up and walk in the ways of Christ. Read.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers,
We're in this land because the iniquity of our forefathers and for ourselves. That's why I tell a lot of people, you think when we came on those slave ships, we was in right now, we were doing right now, we was in the midst of sin. Because a lot of us, before we came on that slave ship, we already were thinking we were different tribes over there during that time. Because you gotta remember, Rome is the one who was ruling during no period of time. Rome the one who came and tore down the temple. Rome the one who literally was ruling everything. So what did Paul say during that time? You think you are Greeks when you're really the Jews. So the same as those people thinking they were Greek, they also thought they were Rome. And then when they ran from Rome being persecuted in 70 AD and run out there with the rest of the Africans and all that, they started migrating down there thinking they probably was Africans. Or thinking that was who they was down there. That's why the African grabbed them and had them in slavery. So the Africans said, we need guns. We need shoes. Let's go sell them to the Grecians. So the white man came far, like the Bible said, far in there, a language that they did not understand, came over there in Africa, and the Africans sold the Israelites into slavery. So to keep us destroyed, when you go back in Psalm 83, to remove the name of Israel from the planet Earth, we got to tell them that your own people sold you into captivity. You had kings over there that sold you into captivity. So as us coming up, our great-grandmama said, all of them telling us, yeah, our own people sold us, son. I don't know why we can't get along. No, grandma, stop gumming. Those are our people. Those are the Africans who sold us into captivity. That's all. Read that again.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
Read.
Hear, Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom.
Give ear to understand wisdom that you are the children of the Most High. You are special unto the Most High God. God had chosen you above all nations on the face of the earth. So now you in this land of your captivity, I need you, Israel, to remember in who you are and come back to my laws and my commandments, that I may be able to send my son to redeem you from your captivity. Read.
How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art thine enemy's land?
So how does it happen you in your enemy land? You in your enemy land because why? We broke the laws and the commandments of God. But you got black people. America is the home of the free. Land of the free. You can get your dream wherever you dream of. No, you cannot get your dream. You will never get your dream with your little, what they call back then, the little white picket fence, your little 3-bedroom house, the little white dogs running around. That's the dream that they feed us. And you got a lot of people still running after that dead man dream. And now they realize that house ain't really worth nothing no more. So guess what? They throw big houses all over the place and put you on a small piece of land. You got more houses than you got land. What kind of crap is that? When land worth more than a house. But they're going to know, we're not going to give you that. We're going to give you a small piece of land and a big house to make you think you got somewhere. And then we're going to put these houses close together, so that house catch on fire, you going to catch on fire. This place is wicked, man. And then when you really look at it, and this didn't dawn on me until last week. When I was looking at different suburbs area, I'm like, dang. But they really want to do martial law in these areas. They can lock down the community with no problem. Because it's only 2 entries in and out. And all the houses, if you notice it, all the houses are built the same. So who do you think got the blueprint on every houses? Go to the courthouse. So they know how everybody's house is built and shaped in the inside. So they want to come through and clean up hole in them, they can do that. So when you take a route onto the upper class neighborhood, look how their houses look. It don't look the same. And you got about 3 different interests in that neighborhood. And guess what? A lot of their house made out of what? Bricks. It ain't made out of vinyl. And then on top of it, a lot of their house not even made on slab. You get living actually crawl underneath their house and do work underneath them. But all these little suburban neighborhoods right here, every last one of these houses built on slab. That's why I said you gotta look at this stuff spiritually, man, because Esau is wicked. They set up things to control your every means. Everything you do, they know exactly what you're doing. But a lot of people never pay no attention. I always wanted to never pay no attention either. Until one day it came to me. I'm like, these darn devil got us again. From there, give me give me Matthew 5:15.
St. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 15. And neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
So Israel, as Zephaniah had told us, we need to gather together all nations of Zion. Also, when you look at that same concept, Christ is telling us in this verse right here. Read that again. 15, I mean.
The book of St. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 15. Neither do man light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
So Christ let us know right here. Once we have been awakened unto the truth, why would you try to hide from anybody? Ain't you think your job now is to wake up the next person? Give them the answer that you know? Don't start, when they start asking you something deep and big, man, no, that's above my grade right now. This is what I know that caused me to believe that this Bible is a true book. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is who you are right here. When you want to know any more thing, come to the school. But a lot of people, they start taking to another level when they really don't know the whole thing like that, and you might lead somebody off. So take the little light that you already got and let that little small light right there shine for a moment until God elevate your water level to the next level. Because I'll be the first to admit that. I always wanted a person, when I first came into the truth, I've been running like a wrong line. Not realizing I'm causing a lot of people to fall from the truth. Until the Most High had to humble, no, I ain't tell you to go out that way like that. This is how you need to go out here and reach the people. So you have to learn that y'all grow in time. And you start realizing, all right, this group of people, you got to talk to them this way. This group of people right here, you got to talk to them this way right here. These people right here, yeah, you can talk to them like this, but they still ain't going to take it, so all you got to do is pray for them and keep on moving. That's how you got to study the circle around you. But you never supposed to hide your light. You should never be ashamed of who you are. When somebody asks you, so who you think you is? That like, yesterday I went to the gas station. And I would look at them and I said, man, oh, she said, oh, you want a pizza? I'm like, nah, y'all got no pizza. I just looking for cheese. And the dude said, oh, no, they eat pork. They don't eat no pork. Because why? He saw my shirt. And he said, who do your shirt for you? I said, I do my own shirt. Just that little light right there, that person already knows exactly who he was. Because they always know the truth is starting to come out. That's why I tell a lot of people, that fringes on the bone of your garment, you might think it's nothing, but it's bigger than you can really imagine. Just that little stuff right there, and everybody know, I never saw it right here. I see a lot of brothers around here walking around that with these shirts on, with these little fringes on the bottom. Now, they might not know what it is. They might ask you, what do that mean? So when they see the next person, they already know, oh, these people right here believe this, and they don't do this, and they do that. In due time, that seed will eventually bloom in that person to actually come. Talk about even when we started learning more about the incense, letting it burn. You know, I already have about 4 different people came to me right now about, yeah, they burn the incense when they pray. Where they learning that from? They learned that from the Israelites. Because we teaching that now. We bringing that out. It was amazing that I had 3 people that actually tell me about that. 2 of the guy at the gas station and a girl on my job mentioned that. It was amazing to me. Amazing. I said, wow, this truth is literally coming out. That's just like I heard a brother on class the other day, they were talking, somebody called in and said, yeah, man, the fly, a brother gave me a fly in the prison house, man. Now, wow. This truth is actually getting out. And people thinking we got a long time before Christ come back. Y'all know how close we is before that darn trumpet blow. That's why I say nobody don't got time to be playing no game with nobody. If you gonna be about the truth, you better be 100% about the truth. If you gonna be ass it off, H out the door. Or move on with your life. Don't hinder nobody else's movement. Because this truth is going to another level right now. Read on.
Verse 16. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
You know what? I love verse 16. Because I remember when I first come into the truth, people always say, oh, y'all just sound, please, man, out there. It sounds like it's like y'all this and all that. And I'm like, no, we don't sound please no man, I'll do nothing like that. But when I came across this verse right here, it said, let your light so shine before man. Meaning, you got to let man see your light shine. You got to let man know that you keep these laws and these commandments. Because you doing that, it can win another soul. So for somebody to say, oh, you should be start pleasing man out there, or I ain't got to start, I don't got to wear my fringes for nobody else to let people know that I'm keeping these laws and commandments. Well, guess what? You are lying. Because the Bible said, let your light so shine before man. Before man. Not before God, before man. For God can get the glory. Not me getting the glory. God gonna get the glory. Because why? God allowed me to let my light shine for you to see me, for he can get the glory. Because he know that this vessel that he created is keeping his laws and commandments, so now he gonna get the glory for that. So when people say that, you know their mind is carnal. When they start saying, oh, I got to let nobody, I don't keep my shirt tucked in, I still wearing my laws and my keeping the laws and commandments. All right then. How anybody gonna know that you're keeping the laws and the commandments? Because I'm on the street teaching, and I see you walk past me, and I don't see no ribbon or blue or no fringes on. Further, I'm thinking, you don't know the truth. So, yes, I'm going to call you out and ask you, hey, brother and sister, you know you're the Israelite? So when you get an attitude and say, yeah, I know I'm Israel, yeah, I know I'm this and all that, then I'm going to ask them why you don't got your fringes on. And then you go back, oh, I do got my fringes, I got my shirt tucked in here right here. No, so now you tell me you're ashamed of God. That's what you are. So you're ashamed of God. Christ will be ashamed of you before his Father. That's why I tell people you're a fool when you say that crap. And that's why I say all praise to Most High God. He brought this verse to my attention to realize it. So now when people say that, you don't know what you're talking about. Let me take you to the scripture and show you what Christ said. So for those who like to wear their shirt tucked in all the time, no, let your light shine. That's what the Bible says do. From there, give me Romans 8 and 28.
The book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God.
That what?
And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God.
That love God. When you keeping those laws and those commandments, everybody knows that you loving God. Because God knows you love him when you keep his laws and commandments. And throughout all the scriptures, you read that in Mark, you read it in John, you read it in 1 John. When you keep these laws and commandments, that shows you that you love God. Read.
To them who are the called according to his purpose.
To them who are the called according to the purpose. Our purpose is to do what? Keep the laws and the commandments. And to wake up our people, our nation. From there, give me let me see. Give me Joel 1.
The book of Joel, chapter 1 and verse 1. The word of the Lord that came to Joel, son of Pethuel. Hear this, ye old man, and give ear, all ye inhabitants of the land. Had this been in your days, or even in the days of your fathers? Tell ye your children of it, and let your children tell their children, and their children another generation.
So right here we see in verse 3, it says, tell ye your children of it, and let your children tell their children, and their children other generation. Meaning, these laws and these commandments, we're supposed to be telling our generation, our children. When our forefathers came out of Egypt, we're supposed to be telling that story. We're supposed to be telling the story about Passover. We're supposed to be telling the story about Feast of Dedication. We're supposed to be telling the story why we go out in the Feast of Tabernacle. Why are we doing these stuff? This right here, we're supposed to be telling our children over and over and over. So when we pass away, they're going to tell their children the same thing. Because guess what Esau do? Esau got all the nations telling their kids about Christmas. And when they grow up, they tell their children about Christmas. So Christ is telling us to do the same thing through the Spirit of Joel. We're supposed to tell our children these laws and these commandments. So when those small generations start coming up, they're going to be better. The next generation will be better. And the next generation will be even better than us. Because like right now, we just coming into the truth understanding. But when you got a little man like back then, coming up and he started learning these laws and the commandments, he's going to be way better than us. Because he started at a young age. Young children absorb information like a sponge. And when it's time for it to come out and they drain it out, it's on a whole different level. So each generation supposed to get better and better and better. And right now, we that generation start waking up this wicked world right now. And hopefully, those young kids that come behind us take heed and they take it to a whole other level. So with that, Israel, I will say, Most High Christ bless. Until next time.